personal reaction was it's obviously surreal. We heard on the news, when I went to bed, it was just they were actively investigating, and you wake up in the morning and you know that a lot of our communities were in lockdown at that point, and we were really unsure as to what the magnitude was going to be. But as the day unfolded, obviously, even when we woke up this morning, there was more casualties than we left last night. So it's devastating.
And two identities now. We have Lisa McCulley and we have the RCMP officer, Heidi Stevenson. Are you familiar with either of them personally?
I mean, living in a small community, we're all connected on some level. So yes, we do. Members of our team are familiar with acquaintances of theirs for sure.
So many reasons to mourn here, of course, but that personal response, I'm sure, would have given way very quickly to your professional response. How do we help the community grieve? So how is the Hospice Society responding?
So we do grief and bereavement support services with our team, and that's been something that we've done for a number of years. We were obviously the added challenge and layer of grief that we've dealt with COVID-19, and making people understand that it's not always the loss of a loved one that causes feelings and emotions of grief. And then, of course, we add this layer where people aren't able to have that social interaction. So as a team, we met again yesterday to try to come up with resources that we could share via social media that's going to kind of give people a little bit of guidance, I guess, in how to, talk to children, the age demographic of children and how they interpret grief. How do we support, caregivers just as members of the community? So those are things that we're working on. Even though it's a normal thing for us, it is different. So we're going to tweak those resources accordingly and provide those as best we can.
So you're going to put them out on social media at this time when COVID-19 is affecting things. What have you heard in terms of people reaching out to you with questions or wanting some help? Have there been many opportunities for outreach so far, or just how has it gone in the last 24, 48 hours?
Yeah, that I anticipate changing today. We have had people reach out. Like I said, we have shared some resources specifically on grief and COVID-19. We have had people come out. We have been continuing to service our clients in Colchester East Hants through this. It's kind of who we are and what we do has stayed the same, but how we do it has changed. So we've, moved to a virtual platform, and I see those things continuing. I know I was asked the question, what specifically is the plan? And I'm openly transparent that this is going to evolve as we get more details as to, the age of some of the children involved, what communities are affected. And our team is totally committed to adjusting accordingly. We have the resources with grief, but obviously we'll tweak and support as best we can as we move forward.
Exactly what I was going to ask you, because you mentioned you've been doing this for years, but never on this scale. We've never seen anything on this scale. So suddenly you're having to respond to something that you've never encountered before. And I'm wondering how can you help this community with something so hard?
I think you just start from the beginning. And the first step is just making sure that people know that we're there. We're a 100% funded community organization that's going to support the communities that serve us. So that's going to be the first step. And as, like I said, as we learn more, we're going to tweak our resources. We're going to share as much as we can and provide every opportunity that we can to be there for questions. If there is particular resources outside of what we're already preparing, we're going to do that. And I think the benefit of being in a not-for-profit organization is we've got the benefit that we're going to be able to pivot really quickly. And we have a pretty passionate and dedicated team, so we're already on board and anticipate some of those things that we're going to actively be moving forward with. And I think we just need people to know that we're not going to be there today and for the next couple of days or even the next couple of weeks. We're here for the long haul, and as things kind of evolve, needs are going to change, and we're going to be there for them through that.
Yeah, one would anticipate this will be a long period of mourning. And affected tremendously, I would imagine, by COVID-19 and the fact that people can't come together and embrace and share in that way. How is that going to affect your response?
I think we've already identified that as one of the questions, and what we've tried to do is with our own clients on one-on-one, as well as sharing some resources that we've gained from community feedback as well. So what we're trying to do is kind of normalize some of the things that we would do in our normal lives and just make it a little bit more virtual. We still want people sharing the stories. We want people sharing the photos, still participating in a ceremony type thing, although it has to be virtual. I mean, that will change and we'll figure out what that looks like as we move on the other side of COVID-19. But I think it's just offering people creative ways that they're still able to do those signs of remembrance. And we'll continue to do that as things change.